When we talk about fighting climate change, our minds usually jump to these huge global summits or some crazy new technology. But what if one of the most powerful solutions is actually a lot more direct? Today, we're going to dive into the story of an organization that just hit a 10-year milestone, and they did it by proving that sometimes knowledge is the most powerful tool you've got. So this quote is from Dr. Sarada Prasad Mahapatra, and he's celebrating the Climate Smart Agriculture Youth Network, or CSAYN for short. Now, climate smart agriculture is really just a way of saying, hey, let's find ways to farm that boost our harvests and make us more resilient to climate change. He's celebrating a whole decade of their work, and he mentions the various ups and downs. And that right there tells you this isn't just a story about success, it's about real hard-won resilience.
All right, so as CSAN hits this big 10-year anniversary, we're going to zoom in on one specific, really powerful example of what they do. It's a groundbreaking partnership in India that shows exactly how their model works to create tangible, on-the-ground change.
For 6 of those 10 years, CSAN teamed up with Dr. Sarada's institution in India, and the results they got together are, well, frankly, they're stunning. It's a perfect case study of what happens when a global vision meets local action.
Just 6 years. I mean, think about it. In the world of climate action, things can feel like they move at a snail's pace. 6 years is a remarkably short time. It just goes to show that with the right partnership, you don't need decades to build an innovation powerhouse that gets recognized on a global scale.
And just look at the output. In those 6 years, their research programs didn't just churn out academic papers. No, they got more than 10 patents. This is not just theory, okay? This is creating new, protected ideas and technologies that are specifically designed to push sustainable agriculture forward.
And the impact of this work? Well, it speaks for itself. Dr. Sarada's institution became the very first and is still the only one in all of India to join the UN's Nature Positive Universities Alliance. I mean, that's a huge testament to the power of their unique, hands-on approach.
So, of course, the big question is, how? How did they pull this off? What were the key innovations that got them this level of success? Well, one of their core ideas was something they called the SDG Pavilion.
The SDG Pavilion is such a cool concept. The best way to think about it is like a central hub. It's designed to take all of the UN's huge, kind of complex, sustainable development goals and make them real and tangible. It's a way to bring all these big, abstract ideas together under one roof, both literally and figuratively, and show how they all connect. Basically, the pavilion does 4 key things. It reflects the big picture idea of sustainability. It showcases the most important themes, it breaks down complex concepts so everyone can understand them, and, this is the most important part, it lays out concrete actions for the future to meet those 2030 goals. It's all about moving from just talking about ideas to having a clear plan.
But having a plan is one thing. It's not enough. The second, and maybe the most crucial piece of their strategy, was getting that plan into the hands of the people who could actually use it the most, the next generation of farmers.
And this really gets to the core of the problem they wanted to solve. As Dr. Sarada points out, it's pretty much impossible to fight the climate change and other natural disasters without scientific knowledge. A community can have all the passion and drive in the world, but without access to the science, they're basically fighting with one hand tied behind their back.
So, how did they bridge that gap? With a method that is just beautifully simple and effective. Step 1. You target rural youth, because they are the future of agriculture. Step 2. You don't just lecture them, you actually transmit scientific knowledge directly, using modern tools. And finally, step 3, you empower them to take that knowledge and actually use it to develop sustainable crops for their own communities.
This model, this idea of direct knowledge transfer, has turned out to be so effective that it's not just a local project anymore. What started as a focused movement in communities in places like India has started to create these ripples, becoming a blueprint for action around the world.
And I think Dr. Sarada really puts it best here. What CSAN's founder, Divine, started as a movement has now become a revolution. I mean, that's a huge statement, right? It perfectly captures how this idea has scaled up from a small network to a global shift in how we think about sustainable farming. So, when you boil it all down, the success of CSAN and its partners really highlights a core responsibility for the entire scientific community. The job isn't done until you transmit the knowledge. Getting that information out of the labs and into the hands of rural youth, that's what turns potential into real, on-the-ground progress.
And that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. As we search for solutions to our planet's biggest challenges, where should we really be putting our focus? Is the key to unlock a sustainable future found in developing more and more advanced technology, or is it in making the knowledge we already have accessible to everyone?